Gents, I just want to pause the episode for a moment to let you know about the Strong Men of Value Academy. You will have heard me refer to it a number of times, and I want to bring more attention to it. So this isn't just a program, it's a life-changing environment and community of men who are focused on personal and professional growth. We're looking at areas of relationships, wealth, and health, things to help you thrive and maximize your life. Imagine having bi-monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with myself, weekly group coaching calls, and an incredible brotherhood of high achievers by your side. Now we're diving into resilience, leadership, and holistic growth to not just succeed in your career, but to thrive in your health and your relationships. Your journey to greatness, it starts here. So join the movement and you can apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. You can head to themanthatcanproject.com to find out more.
You're listening to The Man That Can Project with Lachie Stuart, a global movement created to empower men and open up what's really going through their minds by having real and raw conversations about life's unique challenges and our individual ways of processing it all. Welcome to The Man That Can Project.
All right, guys, welcome back to today's episode. So today I'm going to share with you a podcast I did with Trademutt. Now, Trademutt is an incredible social enterprise that is essentially a conversation starter. They have incredible work where, and this is not a sponsored ad, I'm just telling you what they do, work where for the trade industry. So you'll see, industries that have to wear fluoros, they've got some cool designs out there. So I was fortunate enough to jump on the podcast with the boys and have a yarn and chew the fat. And it was a fun conversation to have. And I just managed to get my hands on the audio file. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So enjoy, guys. You may have already heard it before if you've listened to Trademutt's podcast. If you haven't, sink your teeth in and you'll get to learn a bit more about my story and a few of the ins and outs along the way, which is very, very exciting. Now, remember, guys, we'd love to have you. If you're ready to create some momentum in your life, jump in the inner circle. It is going to be game-changing. The reason why is I want to be able to impact more of you, and because my schedule is very, very tied up with one-on-one clients and also making the inner circle and the breakthrough experience all phenomenal workshops and game-changing workshops, my time is limited. So this is definitely such an incredible way, and it's super cost-effective. It's not even a bloody coffee a day. It's less than a coffee a day to be a part of this incredible program and community. So if you're ready to create some momentum in your life, check out the inner circle at themanthatcanproject.com/inner circle. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Enough from me. Well, you're about to hear more from me as we dive into this episode. Enjoy. I hit rock bottom about September 2013, where I got in a big fight and at Tombers, if you know Tombers, or it's a nightclub in Toowoomba.
Yeah, okay.
It's changed 3 times since, but I still remember I was arrested at the bottom of the stairs and I was sitting there going, I felt, the way I just summed it up last week to ago was I felt just disgusting. I was this guy sitting on the ground. Once again, I had the idea of who I thought I should be, but I'm acting this way and I'm sitting at the bottom of the stairs just feeling like disgusting fucking grub, essentially. And it was from that moment that I was like, not going to fucking keep doing this. It's game over, time to change.
After a lot of hard work, we're happy to announce that the TX support service is now open. TX is a new service and we're in the process of building capability. At this stage, we have a trained mental health professional online between the hours of 9:30am and 5pm Monday to Friday. If you or anyone you know would like to access a mental health professional, call or text 04888 469 88. For more information, visit www.tx.org.
Alrighty. As we take a sip of Bushel's tea, we are lucky enough to have a very special guest in the studio today for another episode of Trademutt's 120 Grit, the podcast for the working class. Today, Lachie Stuart, he's a carpenter by trade. He is the founder of the Man That Can Project, and as a child, he once sucked a warhead so hard that his tongue bled.
I was wondering how that was going to go down. And
so there you go. There's your intro, mate.
Absolutely nailed it, mate.
Mate, welcome. And we were just talking about it before we started recording. This has been 3 episodes of synergy because we had Sam Gardell on, then we had Boise come on, and now we've had you. So it's great, and you're all connected, and you're all doing great things.
All buddies.
Mate, it's
all
fantastic.
Mates. It's
yeah.
good.
Well, the connection is that the 4 of us, between myself and you 3, we're playing golf at the end of June.
I'm not going to stay here and keep the lights
isn't
on.
it next week, next Friday?
That's the end of June, isn't it?
Yep.
You are absolutely.
I was looking at my calendar before. I was like, got golf day next week. That's perfect.
Yeah, Gardy reckons he's pretty good too.
Mate, the boys at the gym were called, what they call him? The moose. Oh, I can't even. It's like the moose swing or something. I was like, that's random, but they're like, he can hit him. So
Doesn't surprise me with a set of legs like that. He's swinging from a fair base.
same
so.
with Boise. I played with Boise, and he was having an off day, and was just carting them around the course. And here I am with my bloody wedge and not wedge, driver, and it's going,
Yeah.
and you spend more time in the cart chasing balls than I do anything else.
Well, when you're confusing a wedge with a driver.
There's a fairly large gap there, isn't there?
Anyway, there's been a fair amount of talk about this game, and Boise and Gardy both reckon that they're no good.
How are we
So,
doing? Is it Ambrose or
I don't know. I wouldn't have a clue. I'm just
pull the name out of the hat? We'll,
Yeah.
we'll just go for a bit of a social swing and let the boys
yeah.
Figure it out.
fight it out up front.
Bloody oath. Bloody oath. Well, mate, we've heard a lot about you, particularly from Gardy, because he's just been on a real awesome path to, investing in himself. And you've been, largely responsible for that with facilitating the man that can. So, yeah, it's been a hot topic, but I suppose we better find out a little bit about you and where you sort of come from. You're Toowoomba lad, yeah?
Toowoomba lad. I've heard.
T-bar.
What must I be? The 10th Toowoomba lad on here? Or?
Oh, mate, we've had plenty of Toowoomba people on. Plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
Sometimes I just throw it out there. Like our family farms in Gundawindi, so my
is
mum's
it?
side of the family. So I spent a lot of time out there as well. So
Mate, great spot.
I love
Great
Gunny. I've got a very soft spot for Gunny. I've shot my one and only pig out there.
have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the ass. Bang.
You're dead. It was quite hilarious. Mate, tell us about the man that can. Tell us about what it is, why you do it.
So essentially, I guess it's probably easy to go into why I do it and then what it actually is.
100%.
Let's go there. So I think for me, it was some people say it's like evolution of who you are as a man. And I out of school, I thought I was going to be the professional athlete guy. I was a national level runner.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah, right. Cool.
And then
What sort of runner?
4 and 8,
Oh,
the
nice.
worst kinds. But as I was getting older, I was getting lazier. So I was cross country and slowly dripping down. I wasn't fast enough for the 1s or 2s. But after school, played my trade trying to make it as a footy player. It's cracking in there.
Yeah, aircon's a go. That's,
You beaut. But yeah, went down that path, and that didn't work very well for me. And throughout that whole process, I was struggling with understanding who I was and what I wanted to do. A lot of my mates went to university, and I thought I was better than getting a trade. My dad's a tradie, and he was like, "Mate, come work for me. It's going to be great." And I went to a private school, and the way they sort of made you feel about getting a trade was a sort of, a dumbed down thing.
Toowoomba grammar, you go to Toowoomba.
Yeah. Don't sprinkle that in there.
No,
mate.
it's all right.
But that's how I felt coming out. So I was like, no, I'm better than that. I've got to make this footy thing work. And obviously when I sort of didn't happen for me playing around here, I remember I got home one night, and this was actually after I got dumped as well. So I was going through an emotional roller coaster. I didn't know how to experience it. I didn't want to stay in Toowoomba. So went home and got on the laptop and sent out my rugby CV resume to as many clubs as I could find their addresses on Google. And a week or two later, I got a contract back from went through that whole process and got a contract over in France. So I moved over to France. I thought that was going to be the second Lachie 2.0, right? Like I'd always thought, play rugby, I'll find and get all the good looking Sheilas. I'll make a lot of money and life will be fucking sweet. But what happened, I took all my problems from pre that, which was insecurities, no understanding of who I was as a person, poor community, I was a mumbler, all that sort of stuff. Took that there to France where I couldn't speak French, train in the morning, watch YouTube all day because I didn't have enough confidence to go out and explore because I was like, fuck, if they find out I can't speak French, I'm screwed here. So, and then we'd go back to training. So my life was very boring and I had a lot of time to think. And what I sort of started doing over that period of time was I started obviously learning and reading and doing all that sort of stuff, but I realized how much I hated myself. And I was unfortunate. Went back to Australia at Christmas time, and that was when I was like, right, I'm staying back here because I'm back at the Spotted Cow. Toowoomba, you boys met the Spotted Cow.
Mate, been the Spotted Cow.
Great.
Had a couple of great sessions at the Spotted Cow.
Mate, I've had plenty of great sessions there. But I got back there, and it was Christmas time, so everyone was back in town from Brisbane and all over the place. So it was like old times, right?
And that's a hub. Everyone goes to Spotted Cow around Christmas.
100%.
It's huge, isn't it? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And all the boys come in from the country, like it's just like a Toowoomba Grammar and Downlands reunion. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So you're having a few good nights there, and you're like, life's too good here. I'm staying. And then obviously life goes back to normal. Everyone went back to Brisbane, Sydney, or back to work essentially. And I was sitting there going, fuck, what now? No, footy's done. It's properly done here, and I don't want to get a trade. Definitely don't want to go to university. So I have no idea. Like that whole identity that I'd been building up of being an athlete was done. So there was a good 8-month stint there where I started working for Dad because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just started as a labourer. And I still remember I was coming back from Chinchilla and I was like, fuck it, I may as well just sign up and do an apprenticeship because I have no idea and I'm just going there, so I may as well get something. And through that period, I was still lost and confused, and that's sort of led me back into, this whole time I was dabbling in recreational drugs, as I think a lot of people I was hanging around were as well, but it sort of became a big part of my life from Tuesdays through Sundays. So I was spending all my money doing that and getting in a heap of trouble and cheating, manipulating, lying. But at the same time, while I was going through all of that, a lot of the people around me were doing the same thing. So it felt normal. And I started questioning, things from this point in time. I was like, how the fuck? Am I allowed to swear on this?
Mate,
Yeah.
you are just
Sweet.
keep
I was
going.
singing it.
You just
You're on
keep
trademark.
firing.
Fucking oath you can.
Fucking oath. Good. I was like, some people are like, you swear too much, boy. Stop it.
No. You just keep
That's all
rolling
my
them out, mate.
But, I would be sitting there more often than not going, how the fuck did I end up here? Like I thought life was going to be so much better than what it currently is. I was hating the relationship I was in, or I didn't hate it, but I was really insecure. So I was checking phones and thought she was cheating, and it was a horrible experience, right? And then, I hated what I was doing for work. I'd rock up at the job site and be like, mate, I just want to go get my iced coffee and a cherry ripe and sit down and smoke and see what happens. And that was the routine. Then you'd get to get back on the bag and different bag from the sourworms, or you'd look forward to your case of beers and you just repeat that cycle. But I still remember one definitive time I was sitting in the gutter and I cheated on my missus, and my mate was sitting next to me and he cheated on his missus, and we were just like, how do we keep doing this? And we're both like, no, it's not going to happen again. And a couple of months later, happened again. And you sort of started questioning, how this all happened. I went to a good school, still have a great family, and I was around good people. But what was lacking was I didn't have the tools and resources or understanding of who I was, and I started to settle. Right, I put this limitation on what I thought was possible for myself, because what I thought was possible didn't happen. Everything else that I tried to achieve, not possible. And that led me to what I call my rock bottom point. And for anyone who's listening to this, if you can figure out how we can stop blokes at rock bottom before they reach out for help or support, you're onto a winner there. But I hit rock bottom about September 2013, where I got in a big fight and at Tombers, if you know Tombers, or it's a nightclub in Toowoomba.
Yeah, okay.
It's changed 3 times since, but I still remember I was arrested at the bottom of the stairs, and I was sitting there going, I felt the way I just summed it up last week to a guy was I felt just disgusting. I was this guy sitting on the ground. Once again, I had the idea of who I thought I should be, but I'm acting this way, and I'm sitting at the bottom of the stairs just feeling like disgusting fucking grub, essentially. And it was from that moment that I was like, not going to fucking keep doing this. It's game over, time to change. And from the moment that I made that decision, it literally fucking just went domino effect. It was awesome. A guy that I was playing rugby with at Toowoomba Rangers invited me to go to this personal development event. It's $25 for the ticket. That's a case of beer. So at the time, that was a big way up. But the game coming up when that event was on was the major semi-final. So you play all year for that, right? But something in my gut was just like, just go. So I went along to that, and that was the thing that really opened my eyes, right? I saw all these people, it's like a Tony Robbins event. That's what it was.
I was about to say, that story is very similar to what Tony Robbins was. Like he spent a few of his last bucks on to go to a seminar. And
fucking funny, right?
Yeah.
When you're desperate, you're desperate.
Yeah.
And I still joke about this. Like at the end, they're like, "Give everyone a hug." I'm like, "Don't fucking touch me." there's no hugging here. I'm all for you boys being stoked, and you learn a lot of great stuff. But if you touch me,
Mate, you're in trouble.
yeah, it's game on. Now I love a good hug, mate.
Yeah.
It's all about that. But from that point, I was like, right, what else can I learn? And I just became addicted because I saw all people from all walks of life, right? Like just having this idea of what they could create for themselves and the way they were excited. And I hadn't felt like that probably since, can't even remember the time where I was like that opportunistic, if that's even a word.
Yeah.
Right. So that then started my journey. And one of a part of that journey in 2014, I was like, right, I'm leaving Toowoomba. I just started documenting my journey. Was this guy who I'm still trying to get some of the videos off Facebook where, I'm just guy walking around mumbling, going, I've got one of me in a tradie suit, which is always popping up. I'm sitting on the job site getting paid, but I'm like, I'm going to change my life and all this sort of stuff, mumbling and as it goes. But over the time from, reading books and going to events and listening to podcasts and just actively trying to be better and understand myself more and understand where I wanted to go, that sort of built a following on social media. And people started asking, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? And for a long time, I was like, no fucking way. Life coach is like for a guy who can't be a fucking psychologist or can't, just can't do anything else. That was, once again, it was my opinion. So I was like, nah. And then eventually I was like, well, what else am I going to do? I was Uber driving. I'd done so many different things up to this point, just trying to figure it out. And, somewhere along the way, or 2014, met my missus who I've been with for 6 years. Don't get that wrong. Been together for 6 years, and that for me was also like that second chance, right? She didn't know really any of my past, didn't know any of my mates. So it was like a clean cut, and here we go. I get to reinvent myself, and had a few struggles with the alcohol in the early parts where it was like if I kept doing that, I would have been out on my ass again. So that was sort of a good motivator for me to go, righto, let's get off the drugs. I haven't touched drugs for 6 years or over, which is awesome. And, barely binge drink, or I don't binge drink anymore, apart from Friday. I had a few scotches, which was nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it was Saturday morning. It was a bit dusty, but that's sort of what led me to, going through that process, because I saw the pain that I was in. And I still see the pain that a lot of blokes are in, or my mates are in, because we put these limitations on what's possible for us, and our environment really makes us go, well, nah, it's probably not possible for me. It's not possible for them. They've failed at that. They've failed at, and a lot of good footballers come out of Toowoomba, right? Like,
yeah,
a lot of my mates were with NRL clubs or the 20s back then. Everyone ends up back in Toowoomba, and you're like, fuck, if they can't make it, it's not possible. But then when you start speaking to people, as you guys do on a daily basis, you know the potential in people. It's just like their own thoughts.
Yeah, they've just got to be able to
see
go
that.
for it.
Yeah. So it was through that sort of process that I was right, I'll take on my first client. And I was like doing all this unpaid stuff, and it felt good, but it wasn't, couldn't live off it.
And keep the lights on.
But you felt fucking phenomenal. And when you get to see the transformations in people just from helping them see things differently, or remove, an obstacle, or change their environment, or do those things, just like, that feels fucking awesome. And led me to 2018, which is when the Man That Can project started. I was in Germany. And I was walking down to get a pint and a snitty, and I got
As you do.
As you do, mate. As you do. I was bored. And I got an Instagram message. I can't remember specifically what it was, but it made me think, like, what did I need 4 or 5 years ago when I was struggling, like when I was really lost? And for me, it was access to people from all walks of life who were actually going to talk about the real shit, not just go, yeah, I'm a CEO, I've got no fucking problems, I'm a lawyer, fucking life's good. Because I work with all those kinds of people now, and we're all equally fucked up. And the challenge is like a lot of us go, I can't talk about it because, I'll lose my credibility. It's like, fair, but you're also fucking not changing it for the next generation. So on that point, I did an Instagram live video. It wasn't called the Man That Can Project then. It didn't even have a name. But I was like, right, we're starting men's circles, boys. Here it is. This it is. Had launched the first one in January when I got back. And it just evolved from that. I started, I was doing a heap of one-on-one coaching, but it got too busy. So I was like, right, how can we do this? And it's just kept evolving ever since. And, now we've got an incredible community. We've got guys coming from the UK, USA, New Zealand, all to be a part of the workshops and stuff that we do, which is by we, I mean me at the moment, but hopefully it'll be a we soon. It'll be awesome.
Mate, that's incredible.
Yeah, and it's with the goal to help men, essentially as actually, I don't think we even said at the start, but step into their true self, because I think all of us have an idea of how we'd like to be living or who we'd like to be, but because of fear of judgment or the limitations that we've put on ourselves or the experiences of the past, we don't do that. We just think, fuck, it's easy to just sort of blend in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have to deal with all the stress from that. But, most of us are living life where it's not that bad that we want to make a change, but it's not that good that we're excited about anything. And that's why you see people walking around, they're just like...
Yeah, I mean, like I talk about it a lot where you see people, and we spoke to Gardy about it too, like you see people just wasting their fucking time. You're like,
mate.
You see it all every day.
Heartbreak,
every day. You're just like, come on, and it's how do you work past that when you've got mates or family or someone that's just not going for it. Like how do you deal with that?
That's the hardest one, because you care about them for one. They're a mate or family or whatever it is, and they have more potential than they're sort of stepping into, and you can sit there and try and get them to see it and do it as much as you want, but they're not going to do it until they have that wake up moment. It's like people who spoon feed people. It's like they might have a drinking problem. It's like, oh no, we got to hold their hand until. But for me, it's like, well, fucking let them make the. Obviously, you want to look at their life, but they need to learn that fucking mistake themselves until they're actually going to go, righto, I'm aware that there's some challenge. This is why I spoke about rock bottom before. It's like generally when we have that fucking kick up the ass, we go, righto, I need to change. So for me, I had Facebook pages made about me when I started doing all this sort of stuff from my mates from back home, right? And just got bagged out, and people were like, no, he can't fucking change. He's full of shit, blah, 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 blah.
They know the old spotted cow.
They know the old spotted cow, man, right? And that's what. Anyway, from lost me train of thought now. From that, I was just like, right, well, I'm just going to figure my own shit out, and hopefully through that process, it gives the blokes enough inspiration or empowerment to start doing things for themselves.
Yeah. So were you? I want to get an understanding. So you as a younger bloke, like, were you the guy that was rocking out to parties and everyone's like, yeah, fuck yeah, Lachie's here, this is awesome. Like, were you that guy?
I would try to be like, I was so really quiet, but as soon as you get a few,
So you were about, people like, fuck, it's good party because Loch's here.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
But you act, right.
Yeah.
So because I find, and I do see a lot of people that are that person.
Yeah.
They find it really hard to break that and come out because, like sort of what you say here is they feel like that's who they are.
Yeah, it's your identity.
And they stick with it.
And you want significance, right? We all want to feel fucking connected or love or significance in some way, shape or form. And we find that whether it's in a positive way, which for me at that point in time was trying to be a professional athlete, or in a negative way, which I then found by trying to be the loosest dude at the spotted cow or whatever, you know what I mean? And I was getting it for a moment, and even from that point with the cheating and manipulations, like if I wasn't, I was insecure as hell, so I was like, oh, she must be texting another dude, or if she was looking at another dude, I'm like, nah, and I wouldn't feel significant. So I was like, if she's doing that, I'm gonna go find a girl that wants to be with me for the moment. And then the next day, like, fuck, messed up again.
So how did you work past that person that you were and transform into the new person? Because obviously everyone around you's like, come on, Lach, come down to the spotted cow. We're getting on the piss and hook it into the bag tonight. Yeah. Like, how did you break past that?
I did 7 16-week body transformation challenges pretty much back to back, because I knew I wasn't strong, and people, I was not strong. So if you wanted, I had the rubber arm. Like, it was easy if I was around you and you would
mentally not strong.
Yeah, just mentally not strong, physically not strong. I wasn't in a fit place at that point in time either. But if you were like, all right, let's get on the beers or the bag or whatever it is, I was like, fair, got nothing else to do. So I knew I had to change my environment. That's why when I met my missus and it was like, right, I'm down in Brisbane now, it's a fresh start. And I actively, I was pretty lonely for those first 2 years in Brisbane because I wasn't going out trying to make friends, because I just knew that
you didn't want to
I didn't want to get into the wrong environment again, because I knew what that had done for me. So when I had that idea that I could really do something differently, it was like, right, let's just read as much, hang around people who are trying to do the same. Even, not all those people I wanted to be around in terms of, I didn't enjoy their company, but I liked the way that they were thinking and what they were going after, if that makes sense. So, but then
that's
over time, I was like, right, because you got to use what you can, right? Like to try and get to where you want to get to. It sounds bad, but it's like I didn't have the mental strength to back myself in those situations. So the easiest excuse was, I'm doing a fitness challenge.
Yeah.
Not drinking until I became strong enough to go, I can have 1 or 2 beers. Because like most blokes, it's like 1 or a million.
But you got to a point there where you're sitting at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
Having just had a biff. Had you been arrested or were you
Yeah.
So handcuffs, what?
Yeah, I wasn't.
Did you do the night in the clink? Did you do the night?
No,
the
I
drunk
was
tank?
so lucky, boys.
So you're sitting there, you've just had that biff, and that's like that's a proper probably wake up call for you. And like you said before, like just a throwaway, like if someone's got the cure to stop people from hitting rock bottom. But like I just think that so often people have to hit rock bottom or find that lowest of lows without it being, the worst case scenario. But that just seems to be what it takes so often for someone to have that wake up call to turn their life around.
Yeah.
And then it's like that whole thing of like, what's the saying? Like when the student's ready, the teacher presents itself, and like you've had that rock bottom moment, and then that event that you went to, because it's kind of
you were ready.
Yeah,
you were ready.
You were ready to make a change, and then suddenly but it's not until you get there.
It's interesting because I always think did a video on it. Yes, it's like that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I was thinking about that in relation to the 8 areas, which we'll talk about, boys.
Bloody oath we will.
But like in those aspects, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if I'm not feeling mentally unwell at the moment, fucking she be right. If I'm not feeling physically unwell, fucking can neglect that. But if you neglect financially, or if you neglect all of these things long enough, eventually it's going to catch up to you. At some point, and this is why even listening to a podcast like this or going to men's groups, you can learn from other people's experiences in life, and it may not have happened to you yet, but we're around for 100+ years. Shit happens, right? And most of us get to the point where it's like, I've been neglecting my physical health. All of a sudden, I go to the doctor and I've got bloody diabetes, and it could have been preventable. Like it's a metabolic.
Yeah, but it's like you say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's so true. But if you think about a car, like that's the reason why we service them. Like a car's not broken
Mate,
until
you don't service your car that often. You see your brake lights lately.
until it breaks down. You know what I mean? Then you're up shit creek. That's the reason why you take them every 10,000, don't you?
That's they tell me. I think the other thing that Ben said the other day when we were talking in the office, he was sort of saying, if you aren't growing, you're dying. You know what I mean? Like you can't just plateau. There's no such thing. It's either up or you're going backwards.
Slowly sinking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's interesting, but people don't realise that they are slowly going backwards.
100%. And we like one guy, I'll give him a plug because he's a champion, James Beatty. He owns, it's not even CrossFit anymore. It's Rebuild Health and Fitness out at Wynnum. He came along and he's like, mate, I've never experienced depression, any of that sort of stuff. He's like, I'm fucking awesome. He's like, I just want to come along here to learn the tools and start getting an understanding of what it's like because, from hearing other people's experiences.
I don't want that.
Yeah, it may help me like to understand if I do go through that, or if mates in my life are going through that, I can say, hey, mate, such and such.
That's a pretty powerful thing to do.
And it's like, because learning from lived experience is incredible because in my opinion, it's like when you look black and white, there's emotions what's missing. Like logic is easy. But when you're experiencing something and the emotions are riding high, it's hard to make sense of that. So when you can hear a story behind it, it makes it, for me, the way I learn and the way I love to gain information is through someone's story. Like it's so powerful and you're like, right, he's going through what I'm going through and this is how he thought, this is what he was feeling.
Everyone's got one.
It's funny because like you don't necessarily need to be depressed. You're in that grey area that we were talking about before, which is a shit area for people to be in.
Yep.
But, sometimes it just takes someone doing something proactive for themselves, even if they don't know why they're going to the Man That Can Project. They might just meet someone or have a conversation that sparks an idea that makes them change their fucking career. Do you know what I mean? That's the way it happens. You got to put yourself out there. It takes vulnerability to do it, but,
you might hear something and you're like, fuck, that's what's been going on with me and I've never realized it because most of us don't question anything. We've been brought up to just go, right, well, this is the next thing that I've been told to do. Go to school, get a job. That's what it is. I'm nearly 30, I need to get married now, get the house. That's what we do. But we never go, is that what's next for me? Is that,
Mate, you're preaching to the choir. This bloke says that all the time. Oh, mate, I'm not conforming.
Well, you don't, Why would you? Why would you do it?
I know.
We've been conditioned to believe that these are the things that
lead to success and what success looks like.
Mate.
But all of these people are fucking miserable. Like that, when you do things for the wrong reasons, and then you're stuck. Then you're really stuck. That's your identity. You got to keep up this facade of success, and then
it's a shit fight.
you get to a point, and it's just like, well, fuck.
For what purpose?
I've only got
right?
one out here.
Yeah.
What was the point of all of that?
Yeah, it's exactly.
And we've never lived in a better time to break that mold. Like, there's more opportunity out there now for a fucking couple of chippies to go and start a clothing line, or a chippy to go and, like, there's never been more opportunity.
You can, and that's the thing. It's like we're all striving for that level of success, and we don't even know what that is. It's just like, must have a nice car, house, board.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Do you know what it comes down to? For me, stop giving a fuck about what anyone thinks of you.
Yeah.
Everyone's too caught up in their own shit
To
to
even-
care less. You know what I mean? As soon as you can, for me in my life, the most empowering thing that ever happened to me, I can't remember, early 20s, was when I stopped giving a fuck what people thought about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And suddenly the shackles are off. Like, just do whatever you
Freedom,
want.
right?
Yeah, it's good.
100%.
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
People don't question it. It's like, well, you're working 90 hours a week. How's that going for you? I bet I'm nearly getting a promotion. What are you going to work 100 hours in? Fucking good luck. Like, you think about what you want a bit more and start questioning it. Or even when when I'm feeling any fucking emotion. So I was saying to a client this morning, she's like, I'm not feeling anxious today. I'm like, it's good. Have you asked yourself maybe why? And like, because if you do that long enough, like you have days where you feel good, you have days where you don't feel good. We all do. That's life. But most of us, we're like, when we're feeling good, let's just go for it. But we don't ever reflect on, did I sleep well? Have I exercised well? Have I been eating well? Did I have a great conversation with someone? Or, I haven't got a shitty email in the inbox. Like, what are the things that maybe are triggering you to feel a certain way?
Yeah. Do you reckon even the ability to identify those emotions, though, and understand what they actually are, like being able to know the word to describe that feeling?
And that's different for all of us.
Yeah.
Like, once again, like anger for me is different for you guys. But we go, I'm feeling, and let's use, sadness and depression, right? It's for a lot of people that may get confused, right? Because we don't ever stop to think about, well, realistically, what's a clinical description of depression? And some of us, and people just throw it in, I'm feeling depressed. Are you really, or are you just feeling sad? And if you tell yourself something enough, eventually you'll start to fucking believe it. So it's
people can feel flat,
Yeah.
You can feel sad. It's not all the same thing.
No.
It lasts for different, lengths of time, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And there's no right or wrong. Like,
yeah.
No
And
one-
you're supposed to, you are supposed to feel that shit too.
100%.
You know what I mean? There's like, if you don't understand what that stuff feels like, then you don't know what it feels like to feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
happy
the other day was something like, you can't, if you had happiness all the time, you wouldn't know what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Everyone's
It's
trying
like-
to stay neutral, like where they don't, they're trying to not feel that pain, that they don't allow themselves to feel the real good highs. And it's like, well,
You can
that's
soak
gonna
it up.
boring, right? Like if you keep doing the same thing for long enough, like if all I did was sit here for the next 30 years and just do this, I would be fucking bored.
But that was a good cup of tea.
It was a great cup of tea. My bicep would be fucking pumping. But after a while, you're like, all right, I want to do something different.
Yeah, well, that's what was it? Actually drove through to him with the bypass now, so I have to go through.
I've actually
which is
never
great.
taken it.
Mate,
I
it's
just looked at it.
fantastic because my outlaws live at Pittsworth, so it's like 2 hours from here there now. It's great. Anyway, I was on the way out. I listened to the Joe Rogan and Chris Hart. Is it Chris Hart?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Chris
And
Hart.
Chris
Kevin
Hart,
Hart.
but
I was
you
trying to think, how have I forgotten his name? Chris D'Elia has been playing on my mind today. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But Kevin Hart. It was awesome. Have you listened to the second one? The latest
I
one he's done?
listened to the latest one. It was awesome.
Unreal. And talking about
After
the
his
levels.
car accident and stuff as well.
Yeah, talking about levels. I was like, yeah, man, that's me. I was like, I'm on that. I'm like, I love that idea of it's just that it's never enough. It's just go to the next one. What do you learn here? And then, you know what I mean? I just
pushing that threshold.
I just resonated with me so hard. I was like, this is awesome. And that's that mindset that you were talking about.
Also,
you know?
another example of he's had a life awakening moment.
with the car.
He hit a
car
rock bottom, but he
accident.
was the man. There was nothing like he was killing it.
Did you watch his? Was it the Netflix series, the doco? Have you?
No, I haven't watched that yet.
About how he fucked up.
Yeah,
The recovery from all the shit that he
cheating
said.
and
yeah.
But
I've watched
it was
it.
awesome. Like his work ethic. I was watching that. I was like, fuck me. He
goes
goes
hard.
he goes hard. But then now you're hearing him post the car accident. He's like, I just want balance now, and it's like literally that's what the space of 12 months.
I think that, people like that is going to happen for everyone till the day they die.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Everyone's going to, hopefully put themselves out there, have relationships, have experience grief, death, trauma. It's never going to stop. You're supposed to feel that. And I think people really need to, it's all about building resilience and building the tools to equip yourself to be able to handle that and understand that it's going to happen, and it's all about growth and
100%.
getting to that next level, because no one gets through it. You know what I mean? No one gets through unscathed, right?
Exactly. It's like one of the guys who's doing my current COVID online experience at the moment, and he's a renderer, but he's like, we had a phone call, actually it was this morning, he's like, I'm selling my business. It's not giving me, like, his successful business has been going well for 14 plus years, but he's like, my quality of life is shit. Like, my relationships suck. I'm going home and taking the stress with me, and I'm just sitting there going, that's what you want. That's awesome, because you don't have to do that for the rest of your life. It's like, we feel that even for people who know me or know you guys, it's like the way they knew you back at school. If you've changed from that, you can't do that. You're going to distort their whole fucking
you're going to blow their minds.
World. And they're like, no, it's not. That's why a lot of people go, you can't.
I think that there's a really interesting thing, like around that guy, right? And he's like, he's been doing massive days and weeks and building his business for 14 years. Now he's come to a point where he wants to sell it and bail out, which is awesome. But I think a lot of people don't even realize what they're working so hard for, right? So, like, I've been reading like Tony Robbins' finance freedom book.
Yeah.
It's a beast. It's like 700 bloody pages. It's a Bible, man.
How are you finding it?
It's great. The only thing in there is the stuff, the American 401k stuff doesn't.
Have you read The Barefoot Investor?
Come on, you're
That's
preaching.
I feel
that
like
thing changed my life.
He works for the bloke.
Mate, I should be on a commission basis. I've sold that many books.
I gift it.
It's the best.
I found that book was
Change
the
your life.
American version of. Sorry, the Tony Robbins one was too much 401k.
401k, yeah.
No, I'm going back to the barefoot.
Barefoot, yeah. But in there, the really interesting thing in Tony Robbins' book is he talks about people don't understand the amount of money they need to live the lifestyle they want without working. Fucking no one knows that, right? People work way too hard for way too long to get some money that they think they need. Like, he goes to seminars or whatever. He's like, how much money do you think you need to retire? And some guy's like, I need, $100 million. He's like, yeah, okay. And some other guy's like, I need $1 billion. And it's like, fuck yeah, all right, okay, cool. And they're like, what do you want $1 billion for? He's like, I want a private jet and I want, a house in Miami and fucking 3 Ferraris and blah, blah. And Tony's like, yeah, all right. So let's just do the numbers on this stuff, right? So he's just like, well, instead of buying the jet, why don't you just hire it? And how often do you need it? He's like, maybe 10 times a year, right? So you work all that out. Works out. Most of the time it works out to be maybe $5 or $6 million most of the time that people actually need to have saved up. People just are like,
But the more important question in that situation is, why do you want those things?
Yeah, I know.
I know. That's such a worry.
But even though people have this huge unrealistic expectation of the money that they need to be financially free, like he calls it, you know what I mean? And I think that in itself is what cripples so many people, especially blokes and families, not fucking knowing how much money that they actually need to work for to be living the lifestyle that they want.
Yeah, it's mate. Like
people kill themselves.
I did that. Exactly.
It's fucking crazy.
One of the areas is finances, right? Like, people don't know. So it's like, what's your fucking bare minimum? And I got this from Tony or the Barefoot Investor. I can't remember. So what is it like, just to keep yourself clothed with some nice Trademutt?
Yeah, bloody oath.
Pretty expensive, mate.
Yeah, well, expensive taste for the boys here. No, but to keep a roof over your head and yourself fed, right? The bare necessities. What's that look like for you? Most people don't even know what that is, right? But if you can just tick that box, why do you put pressure on yourself? Really,
mate? Ever since I implemented the Barefoot Investor, and then as soon as my wife and I got engaged, we instantly put all our cash together. We're like, we're doing this, and this is what we're working towards. It's just unbelievable how good it is, and it just does it. It just does its thing.
It's almost like, in Movember when all the lads got mows, and it's like that nod of the head. And when you go to the suit
everyone's
shops
doing it,
and you got the orange ING card, you're like, Barefoot Investor.
Mine's got the big splurge across the top. Yeah, big splurge, mate. It's the best. I love it, and it's just like, I see so many people doing so many things. Like, it's like you don't need a new car, bro. You don't need that new car, and you don't need to go and you spend that money every weekend on this stuff. Like, as you can be doing as much of that stuff as you want. Just don't overspend what you've allocated.
Yeah, simple.
So, like, if anyone's like in a dead end job that they hate, they're just working for the man. Like, figure out what it is, your bare essentials that you need.
Yeah,
like and then you can quit your job, right? And then find something else that's just going to get you
work
by
it,
for the
But
interim.
it's exactly that, right? It's like if you can, because people go, I don't have time, and you're like, we've all got the same fucking amount of time, right?
What clocks you're running?
Yeah. What are you, 36 hours? Give me that one.
Are you on Greenwich Mean Time?
Is that plus or minus?
Oh, fuck.
But it's like you do that. It's like, right, well, if you can just get your, let's say, $400 a week, right? And that might take you 20 hours.
Yeah.
Sweet. Just work the fucking 20 hours, tick that off, and now start learning some skills for whatever that next thing is. Even if it's you don't have to go start your own business, but it might be, I don't know, podcast, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever
mate,
it is, right?
Yeah.
And start putting time, because you're not just going to be awesome at the next thing you start. You've got to grow as a person to get there. So if you can find that bare minimum and have that tick, then spend
It's
the
a
time.
good call.
But then you don't have the stress too.
And then also when you've got the, I don't know, balls or whatever it is to do
Come
that.
on, we're a gender neutral podcast.
Yeah, but it's, I'm using the word generically. Like you inspire other people around you, right?
Yep.
Like when people, it's funny, you see the fear in other people's eyes and, their comments like, oh, you're not going to do that, are you? Oh, what are you going to do? Like everyone else is like, well, what are you going to do? Like that shit needs to stop.
100%.
That people need to be far more, fuck yeah.
Go for it.
Go and do it. Yeah. If you ever need a couch to sleep on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think
Got the
about
spare
it, though.
room.
Like most of us are fortunate enough. Like I was saying this to someone the other day. I was like, literally, at the end of the day, what's the worst? It's not like
Oh yeah, this
there's
is the best.
plenty other places you'd want to go bankrupt in.
Yeah. What's the
you
worst thing
wouldn't-
but what's the worst possible thing that could
Opposite of
happen?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going
I'd
back
be,
to Toowoomba.
it'd be $500 less than what I have now.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, sweet.
Go for it. Like-
But another really interesting thing too, and I don't think a lot of people look at it this way. It's like, people are always harping on, oh, it's too expensive and I can't afford to buy a home in Brisbane or Melbourne or Sydney or whatever, right? And it's like, well, fuck, you don't need to live in a major city. You know what I mean? Like, but most of the wealthiest people in regional centres are fucking tradespeople, like air conditioner mechanics and like aircon installers, electricians and chippies, like out around Longreach. They're the blokes with all the coin. Like they're the ones that are killing it. You know what I mean?
I was going to say that.
And they're living for 25 cents on the dollar compared to Brisbane.
Yeah.
So it's that vulnerability piece. Like
Mate.
every single thing for me, like that I've seen in this entire space since we've been in it and doing what we're doing, it all comes back to vulnerability. Whether it's putting your hand up and, talking about your mental health or, whatever. Whether it's going to the Man That Can project or whether it's quitting your job and, it all just takes that little bit of vulnerability, getting comfortable with it and not giving a shit about what people think and just fucking go and do it. Because liberating. In every case, it is liberating.
Yeah, bloody oath. Yeah, I just think there's so many opportunities that people don't see,
100%.
and it's just like, yeah, go have a go. What have you got to lose?
We haven't really talked about the Man That Can project, have we?
I've enjoyed where we've been going. Anyway,
Yeah, sorry, tangent. All right, let's rewind here.
sorry,
Let's go
sorry.
back. So
Start
Start
again.
the intro.
So as
Can you use the first intro this time?
as we said, as you said, it was founded. The Man That Can was founded in 2018. So then, what we already hit you up about at the beginning was, the 8 areas to life. Let's talk about them.
Should I get my phone out?
Yeah, let's get them out. Run us through the 8 areas to life and how you came up with those.
Not because you don't remember them, just because you definitely want to get them.
Yeah, I want to get them
nail
right. Because if you get them wrong,
yeah.
Big trouble.
people will be going all over the place. And they'll sue me now. Kidding. But I sort of put it together just based off, like, for me, and I've worked with people who are successful in all different, we all know people who are successful in various other ways, whether it's relationship, health, all that sort of stuff. And for me, I was like, I don't want to end up how some of these people have ended up. And I've, after speaking to them and learning from their experiences, which is what I probably wish I had earlier, was I realized that, the money's not the be all and end all, the having just a really good relationship and nothing else to go there. It's like, I call it the umbrella effect, or the 8 areas that all men must master. It's like, I want to bring them all together as one, but you look at the shape of an umbrella, there's always one at the top, right? And that's life, right? There's always going to be different priorities at certain points in time. Like when I started my business, it was finances and business were go, but now that's a bit better off. It's like, right, and now I can start relaxing and spending more time with friends and, my health and all that sort of stuff. So it's making sure that I, bring all of those with me, so I don't just get to the top of whatever I'm working towards and realize that I've, see the dad bods there, right? The dad bods there, or the mental and emotional health's gone, or you don't have any mates around, right? Your finances are shit, because a lot of people earn a lot of money, but they also spend a lot of money. So it's making sure that I set myself an idea of where I'd like to be in 8 areas, and I'll tell you, for those who are just sitting there going, tell me the 8 areas.
Yeah, you just hang in there, guys, after the break.
Yeah. Sponsorship, here we go.
Brought to you by TX Hotline.
But for that, like I have an idea of where I want to get to in those 8 areas. So when we talk about, like, if you said before, if you're not growing, you're dying. It's like, cool, well, here's some areas I can get myself working, right? You hear blokes all the time saying, I don't have any purpose or fulfillment or all this going on in life. It's like, well, have you decided on something you'd like to do? I don't make decisions because if I do and I fail, I'm a failure. So, well, righto, let's just make any fucking decision. Honestly, start with any decision, because you're going to either fail and you're going to be able to have it learn, or you're going to succeed. And you're going to, in that process, you're going to realize you may or may not like what it is that you've worked towards. We've all done that. Nothing's guaranteed. So you go through that process, but the key is making a decision in that. And so when you've got 8 areas you want to improve on, plenty of decisions to make and plenty of action steps to go, right? Like, I didn't know anything about money. Didn't know how to run a business. I was a poor communicator, so therefore I was a terrible partner in a relationship. I was a terrible mate because I didn't talk to my mates. We were just there to party and do what mates do. So I had all these areas to go, right, I want to be a partner that the girl actually speaks highly of me and isn't scared to go home or isn't bored or all those sorts of things and feels like she can, be connected with. I have an idea for business, I want a flexible lifestyle. That's a non-negotiable for me because I value my life and I want to have a good lifestyle. My physical health, I don't want to wake up one day going, if I have kids, I can't play with my kids, or I can't go for a 5K run or not that I wake up doing that, Jesus. But, I can't do these things. So I have an idea of, the baseline essentially of where I'd like to get to with those things. Just like what we were speaking about with the money. And then obviously there's the ideal scenario. So I work through that and it's like, cool, right, well, currently I'm here. Need to get to here in that area. Sweet. What are the steps that I need to go? And I decide on that. I'm like, I may not like it when I get there, but let's give it a crack because it gives me something to wake up and get going on every day. But so those 8 areas first is mental and emotional health. Right. So it's really important, like we were saying before, or like I was saying before, was helping men understand their moods and emotions and what that is for them. Yeah. Because a lot of us go, fuck, I'm frustrated or I'm angry. Or it's like, well, why? What's making that happen? Because if you can start identifying that, you can then start going, well, is the environment that I'm putting myself in
be a trigger.
Causing this? And we've all got a really crazy thing is, right, we've all set rules. Right? We've adopted them or set them around what allows us to feel a certain thing, right? Most of us, in order to feel a positive emotion like acceptance or happiness or like you're worthy or you're belonging, the rule that you set might be up here, right? It's really unattainable, right? For me to, imagine if this was office but if we had 50 lads in here and I just walked in here and no one acknowledged me except for you two blokes. Everyone's doing their work, doing their thing. But my rule was everyone has to stop what they're doing and say, "G'day, Lachie, how you going, mate? The man that can's here." And if that doesn't happen, I don't feel worthy. That's a really fucking high expectation, and it's pretty unattainable because you've got all these people doing work or whatever they're doing. But a lot of people have stuff like that, right? We have set rules of what has to happen in order for you to feel a certain way. So if we can start thinking about that, we can start changing the rules. And generally for the negative emotions or the negative ways of being, sadness, unaccepted, not good enough, all that sort of stuff, it's down here. We can tick that box from the moment you wake up in the morning. It's done. So by, learning more about your mental and emotional health, you can start understanding what those things are and you can then start changing it. Because it's like, in my opinion, and who said it to me? One of the guys who was in the workshop was like, mate, this is simple. I'm like, it is simple, but it's so simple you don't do it, right? We ignore it. Like, meditation, right, is one of the things I do, but I was like, I'm going to be living in Byron Bay soon, smoking a blunt. This is how it's going. But you realize, like, all meditation, I don't sit there doing this. I take photos doing that because it looks cool. But for me, it's just a time to reflect and see, what's happened over, I reflect on every week as you do with business, right? People do it with business. Why don't you do it with your own life? What's made me feel this way? When have I felt good? Have I had more good days than bad days? And then you start going, right, was it the people that I was around?
Pick up the patterns. Yeah. It's great.
You're good. Move on.
I think that's journaling, and my wife's just started doing that every night. She is like, this is fantastic. I can just dump all my ideas and everything I'm thinking on paper.
Yeah.
Unreal, isn't it?
Because you're thinking, well, that means I don't have to listen to it.
Yeah. Save me the turmoil. No, I'm joking. Love you, babe. Shout out.
Down the barrel.
Hopefully she's watching this on the train to work.
Mate, the second one's the physical health. It's a massive part, right? Because one, the way you, like a lot of blokes walk past the mirror and they go, fuck, don't like what I see. Like I'm not, it affects your confidence. It affects your energy, your ability to do things. How you, like if you feel sluggish, you're not going to feel good about yourself. It's not going to make you go, fuck, I'm amazing. But if you feel good and look good and obviously you're not always going to be in that state, but it's like, cool, I'm good. And like for me, I love to feel strong and I love to feel confident in my body. And if someone were to ask me to do something, if I had to chase down someone stealing something or something, I'm on. You know what I mean?
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
Mate, I just had to do it. I just had to chase down a car, hit and run in Sydney.
We're not getting bloody.
I was like, yes, here we go.
Cat back.
It was already back.
Streamlined, ready for it, performance. But yeah, the physical health is a massive one that men neglect, and they wonder why they feel sluggish and terrible. And then obviously physiology affects your psychology and vice versa. So if you work on those two,
mate, it's amazing how
pretty bloody
intertwined
good.
they are. And people again don't realise just how imperative it is. Like, yeah, food, because I've been off the grog now. It must be 6 weeks.
Good man.
And yeah, I've been going through this health kick thing too.
I'll show you the photo. Why?
Mate, you should see it. It's gross. I'll put it up on LinkedIn when I hit my June 30 target. I'm getting to 11% body fat. It's my goal. And
Shred Lord.
mate, yeah, I'm hooking in. And shout out to Max Cunha, my nutritionist, doing a great job. And anyway, I've realised because I'm on a fairly strict nutrition plan.
Yep.
But the like, I think it was like 2 meals. It was my wife's 30th birthday. We had a mate come over and she cooked an amazing meal and everything. And I was like, oh, better, have this. And I was like beef cheeks and stuff. And I woke up the next day and I've been off the grog, right? I've been off the grog. And I woke up the next day and I felt hungover from the food. I was like, yeah, mate, look at that.
How long ago was that?
12 months ago. That's insane, isn't it? Look at it. That's disgusting.
What?
Yeah, I know.
I think it's
Mate,
also a
I'll-
bad angle.
I'll ask Ben to get that up so everyone can have a gander at it. Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah, I know.
Hang on. Why don't we just hold it up to the camera here?
Hold on to this
Mate,
way.
you don't even look like the same bloke.
I know. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, look at that. Look at
Inspo.
that. So, I mean, what I've noticed, though, is the ramifications that food have on you and your physical health and your mental health. Because it's like, I feel horrible this morning. It's like, all I did was eat some bad food. It's like, people are doing this every day.
100%. It's crazy, eh? Like
Mate,
when I was a chippy, and like I was saying, I'd do the cherry ripe and the dare in the morning or the smoky.
Oh,
from
mate, that's
Big
nothing.
Dad's
I'd have
place.
3 cigarettes on the way to work, two
Smoky's a-
coffees and a bloody...
Smoky's a good
Banger.
Mate, banger before breakfast.
I've never understood how people do that. I used to smoke, mate, but
Oh,
in
you
the
did,
morning,
did ya?
yeah,
Mate,
pants,
the
mate.
first banger of the day was
yeah.
the best banger of the
One of
day.
those long things.
Oh.
Mate, it was bad.
Mate.
I look back now, I'm just like, man, who was I?
The guy on the couch, mate.
That was me, yeah. I'd quit smoking by then, but yeah. Mate, food, imperative.
And even sleep and like, there's so many things you can. It's a rabbit hole when you want to go down it, but
But it's fun though.
100%.
There's the shit you learn. You're like, wow, that's another thing. It's like the toolbox. You add another thing to your toolbox. You're like, I can use that.
Yeah.
But you've had the awakening moment and then you're hungry for the knowledge. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Give me more.
you got that point.
Once you
where
start
gives me
feeling
more.
better, you're like, oh,
Yeah, I'll have more of that.
yeah, I'll take some. Bloody do it. And then wait till you put your before and after.
Yeah.
Misses will be,
Well,
I'll have
that's,
more of
yeah,
that.
mate, yeah.
It should be a good one coming.
Yeah, yeah. It should be great.
I can't wait to see it. I really can't wait to see it. Partner love, like intimacy. We all want love and connection. And in the relationships, I'll make this one short and sharp, but it's like most people have the honeymoon period where it's hot and heavy and you're doing whatever it takes to win them over, right? You're bringing them flowers. Like for me, I was driving down from Toowoomba to Brisbane. It's a fucking long drive.
Mate, that's a long courtship.
a couple of times a week. And then I was like, oh, man, I can't do this anymore. But
Yeah.
you're doing all and I wouldn't do that anymore. Not a chance. I can't need my sleep.
Yeah.
But people do all these things, and what happens, I see it time and time again, is people get bitter and resentful to their partner because they stop being themselves and they just become this unit, and often they're not changing, right? We don't expect, you're not the same person you were.
Growth. Yeah, the growth part.
And when, if one person starts growing and the other doesn't, it grows apart. But it's like, right, well, as a couple, where do we want to be? Because you're still an individual person. I'm still we're all individual people. which is cool. So go off and do your individual things as well, and come back and tell me about it.
But we've got to grow together. But I think like there's so many like
That's
this
that
is
canoe thing from Ben
the
Ashmole.
canoe thing.
The
Yeah,
canoe,
the
yeah.
canoe, yeah.
Ben Ashmole, who edits our podcast.
Ben,
You
you're
big-
definitely watching.
Big horse, but yeah, him and his wife Laura, you know, they're talking about, is it Laura's theory, the canoe theory, that you know a marriage is not you join the same canoe.
Yeah, you're not in the same canoe,
and you row in the same canoe together. You're just in two canoes side by side.
Side by side.
rowing up the same river.
I like that.
And like
Yeah.
sometimes your canoe will just go a little bit over that
Yeah,
way,
you
but
hit
you
the
just got to
rapids.
be like, just follow me back over here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
great.
exactly how it's. I like that one.
The
Mate, but
canoe theory.
the-
Feel free to use
yeah,
it. You know? I'm sure Ben won't mind.
Yeah, copyright, patent pending. I think there's a relationships is one of our key pillars that we have here, and it's a hard one because it's sort of how do you offer people relationship advice, because it is a major downfall for people's mental health when there's fraction
100%.
within relationships, and it's hard to pinpoint because there's lots of different contributing factors. And I think one of them is a misunderstanding of what a relationship is, like expectations on what relationships are. Like I just think social media has just ruined it for so many couples. It's like, these guys are going to fucking Noosa or whatever every weekend and they're having cheese boards and drinking fucking vino. Like, we're not doing that.
Yeah, but is it also, if you're unhappy in a relationship or there's issues in your relationship, it's not often maybe not the relationship itself. It can be, but often it's like an external factor, something else that you are individually struggling with, your job maybe, or your fitness or just something.
Insecurity, like people carry baggage as well.
Yeah.
So if you aren't working on, it's like Amy and I still have challenges and stuff, but I know that I'll put my hand, and communication, right? It's a fucking key.
Communication.
And if you, first and foremost, if you don't communicate honestly with yourself, how do you expect to do that with your partner, right? And that's why we get bitter and resentful, because like, I want to say this, but I'm not going to, I'll just fucking
Bottle
beat
it
around
up.
the bush and we do that.
And then when we have that fight 3 weeks later, I'm going to bring that up and I'm going to be like, I
everything
never
else.
said that about that.
I bring everything else that I've been fucking burying as well. It's just like game on. So it's like, if we can't be honest with ourselves, fucking worst possible thing. Like I feel like Amy's probably going to listen to this and be like, nah, you're full of shit. But I feel like I'm fairly honest in setting my boundaries. It's like, there's people I don't want to hang out with that she hangs out with. There's things that I don't want to do that she, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing it because I'll sit there and I'll be this bitter bastard. I'll come home and complain about it. So I'd rather you just go have fun. I'll have fun doing Call of Duty or whatever I'm doing.
That's all right though, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like,
But a lot of people feel like there's
got to do it all together.
Yeah, but if you can't, that's a huge thing. If you don't have confidence or the trust in your partner to go out and have some drinks with the girls, you got a major issue on, buddy. You got a big
100%.
issue.
Mate, and I was that guy. If my missus wanted, my ex-missus wanted to do it, I was like, nah, I'm coming. Even if I was only lad there.
Mate, that's bad, isn't
That's
it? That's
fucking-
so toxic.
Mate,
Fuck
I
that.
was, and no wonder she offed me. Like, fuck, mate, I was a whack. Like, I think about how I behaved, and I'm like, mate, that's
insane.
you had a lot of insecurities, and I was only doing that purely out of being very insecure. But that's the other area. So it's like, I believe you got to work on yourself and understanding what you, and setting boundaries in the relationship and understanding what your partner values and what you value, and make that be heard or met.
Mate,
because if
work
you don't,
on it, yeah.
if you don't get that met, you're gonna go find somewhere else to get it, man.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying with another partner, but you find other ways to do it, and that can be a positive thing as well, right?
And the thing about relationships too is it's more preventative. It's the same thing with your physical and nutritional and your mental. It's like if you can be more preventative with your relationship and work on it when it's going good, then you're in for a good haul. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we're trying to do. Like, I mean, our first wedding anniversary was in March 3rd, I think, 2nd. And we went to marriage counselor. We're just like, we'll just go check in. We're just like, go. And the bird was like, people like you don't come. We're like, well, we want to make sure we're doing everything sweet, like we want to keep this going. You know what I mean?
It's wicked.
But be preventative. Like, why not?
Exactly.
Cost you whatever, $80 or something? Fuck, worth $80.
Well spent.
Well,
ROI, mate. ROI. Dig that.
oh, bloody beauty. Anyway, but that's one area for the lads. But then obviously family and friends, right? Like making sure that some people, family is a big downfall for some people that, they're being guided or told what to do, or, there's a whole heap of stress. And then friends, like a lot of us, don't get to choose our friends from, you get put in a certain school and they become your best mates for life. But it's like, you may be completely different to them. They were just the best of a bad lot. Right. And
So that would happen a lot.
The only thing you've got in common is that your parents chose to send you there.
Yeah,
And then you just, that's it.
But people are like, fuck, I hate catching up with Joe Blow because he's always talking about this. But why are you still doing it? Oh, he's my mate from 15 years ago.
What was that? What did Boise say? Who's the bloke? Who's the bloke you'd ring if you're in trouble? Who's the first person you'd ring? They're your mates. You know what I mean? I was like,
100%.
fucking oath it is.
100%. Did Boise say me?
No, I can't
He
remember.
did, yeah.
Just edit that in, Ben.
Did that aircon go off?
Oh, yeah, it's freezing, isn't it?
So making sure you set up that environment. Like my friendship circle now is people who, challenge me, but also encourage me to be the best version of myself, right? Like, and that's important because I knew how easy I was led astray. So now it's like when I catch up with mates, I leave feeling empowered or motivated or inspired. I just feel like I've left better. And it's, sometimes even if it's just from listening to them talk about their shit, or if I talk about my shit, you just walk away going, it was awesome. Right, so making sure you have that environment and community sorted, right, which is obviously one going into lifestyle, scrolling through slowly, boys. But growth, spirituality, obviously that leads into all of it. Like a lot of us, I never really read a book until the book that I read after that event, which was the Four Agreements. It was a good book. But up until that point, it was like free rider motocross magazines or skateboarding magazines or picture magazines, all those sorts of things.
Gnarly. Fuck yeah.
Gnarly.
Nice.
You are
Moto.
such a
Moto.
Yeah.
gnarly.
Do they still make picture?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
to be
no,
fair.
I would know
I
either.
can't read pictures.
Yeah.
Anyway, but making sure you're growing in some aspect of your life. Like it's always, for me, and that goes back to conversational communication. A lot of us speak or listen to bite back rather than really trying to understand, because you can learn so much just from having a conversation with someone, right? Like you just go, right, let's find out the most interesting thing about this person and just keep asking good questions till you get there, and you'll walk away going, that was unreal. I've just grown a little bit as a person.
Mate, we do that every podcast. It's fucking great.
Can I? What does spirituality mean to you?
For me, it's just slowing down. Like I don't believe in God or anything like that. But for me, it's just like taking a moment to reflect. Like meditation is spirituality for me, or drinking tea on the balcony watching the sunrise. That's for me what it is. Like I know for a lot of people, it's like they talk about source or God or all those sorts of things. That's not me. But
Well, like for a lot of I guess for a lot of blokes, I suppose there's a misconception about what it actually means. Like for me, it's like standing, Sunday night, standing in front of the fire. You know what I mean? And just looking at it and just
Not
like
too close, Derek.
just getting lost in
burn
the
the brows, mate.
Just getting
Well,
lost in that, or just
Yeah.
like whether it's just diving into some really good music that you just
Yeah.
love, that you can just sort of like
Just, you get to just be present, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
even-
A warm bath,
Oh, mate.
glass of red,
Epsom salts.
and a
Don't
podcast.
forget your salts.
Mate, get that in
Wait,
you.
do you
I'm
use
telling
the
you.
app called Calm?
Yeah, but they just
see.
ask me to pay for it.
I keep seeing
get
the
out. I
ad.
use
Wait.
the Centre app.
Worth every cent, right? Get this. Matthew McConaughey.
Oh yeah, he's a champion.
Oh, we
He's-
talked about
Yeah,
it with
man.
Boise.
All right.
He's on there. He's got his bedtime story. So you get in the bath, you light your candles, your salts in there. I didn't have the wine, but the wine. Kick back. Matthew McConaughey is telling you a story.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
What
That's
story?
It's called Wonder.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to give it away. You've
Okay.
got to pay for the subscription.
Yeah.
Upsell.
And a bit of Epsom salts, or
Mate,
your
yeah.
bath bomb, man.
My missus loves the basketball. I hate them because I get out and I got glitter all over myself.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's just ever since COVID happened, I've just been getting into baths.
They're phenomenal.
I don't reckon I had a bath for 4 years.
How many
5 years.
fucking tradies are sitting around having conversations about fucking bath bombs?
Mate, who's having the? There's
so
no,
good.
How many tradies are driving home right now, listening to this,
Oh,
and going, "I'm having a bloody bath."
I'm having a bath.
and you
tonight.
should.
Yeah.
You owe it to
But,
yourself.
but if
you know?
if you've just had a big day doing concreting or something, I recommend having
Get
a
a
shower
shower
beforehand.
Get a fresh towel out of the cupboard. You
Yeah,
know,
mate, enjoy it. Yeah,
even a new
Change your
new
sheets.
bath mat. You know,
Change your sheets in
Change
the
your
bed as well.
sheets.
You don't slide in it. Oh, stop it, boys. That's spirituality.
that is. We've just nailed it.
Righto.
But honestly, all of this stuff is whatever you want it to be, right? You can give. That sounds fucking weird, but it's like give it your own meaning. It doesn't mean you have to
define
be-
it yourself.
Yeah, simple.
100%.
Just it's an easy way to do
It's
it.
very broad, isn't
Yeah.
it? You find it yourself, 100%. Love it.
Go, it's like people say to me, "You're such a conscious man." I'm like, we're all fucking conscious. Honestly, this is one thing I hate about the
You're so conscious.
self-help community is I just once again I don't like being labeled as that shit. It makes me feel cringeworthy. It's why I didn't want to get in here in the first place, because I'm still Lachie, the not very good carpenter, so I had to leave to now just do what I do now. But doesn't mean I'm better than anyone or more. We're all conscious. We're all walking around. I just
That's brilliant.
have a different understanding of certain things, as you know. You guys have different understandings to me. We're all.
But I think that's part of one of the biggest things about taking a bit of a different approach, or we were talking about a bit of a larrikin potentially style approach to this space, because there are a lot of buzzwords that probably turn a lot of people off.
100%, mate.
And
There's
it's
a lot
But
of
even the word mental health has been too taboo for blokes. You know what I mean? It just needs to be health. Just look after your health, and there's facets to it. You know?
We say it too. It's like sign off every time someone leaves. Look after yourself, mate. Like, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Just start looking after yourself. Yeah. No.
well, they all flow into.
Are we about to flow into the next one?
Yeah,
here?
let's flow into the next one. Segue.
I can't read it, so small.
Hey, don't worry. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. No, so the next one's like your career or purpose or mission. Right. So like making sure I don't believe that everyone's going to be fortunate enough to do what they love on a daily basis. It's probably not possible. But if you can find ways to make that enjoyable, or like we said before, if you don't like what you're doing, you can change it. Change it. If it sets you up for a lifestyle, like this is got a client who works at a big mining company, and their lifestyle is so high because of the expenses that they have. I'm like, well, is it worth you quitting and losing that, or are you happy to just do that but get to enjoy everything else that you've created for yourself? And that's a decision that the individual gets to make. But for me, it's like you can make whatever you do on a daily basis enjoyable if you decide to make it, be the best person at that, or find little games to do it. Like obviously when I was a chippy, I fucking hated it because there was everyone that I was working around was miserable. It was fucking I think about it and I just don't like that environment. So I just changed the environment. I didn't know what I was going to go into next. I've done Uber drive. I've done all kinds of stuff, but I was like, anything's better than that, right? So I'm going to figure it out, and I did that. Did I have a big audacious purpose? No, I just wanted to be a little bit happier than what I was currently doing.
I think the other difficult part there though is that people, look at it. We just had our quarterly reviews, and one of their employees said an interesting thing. It was sort of like, I'm choosing my job that potentially won't be as good as what I'm doing now for a better lifestyle and a different environment. I was like, that's interesting, because I reckon there'd be a lot of people out there, blokes especially, and I know some of them, that are doing jobs that they hate, but it's really good money for a lifestyle that they want, but the lifestyle is really toxic, so they get into this really fucking bad spiral. It's just like, it's a difficult one, you know what I mean? Because people are working in a job they hate and then trying to erase that on the weekends with the lifestyle that they want, but it's really bad.
Yeah.
So they just...
Which doing your review, like you said, like you do a business review, a quarterly review, and you do you have all your KPIs, right? We all do. Or that's how you grow shit. Most people don't do that in their life. It's like people plan their day at work, like your meetings, your sales, all that sort of stuff, but they don't plan their life.
Yeah.
So you look at my calendar, and even the weekends are planned. I know what I'm going to do, because otherwise I'll just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
So when you go back to the 8 areas, or you have an idea of what you want out of those, you catch up with your mates, or you catch up with your missus or your family, or go to a seminar, or learn, have something you want to do in your lifestyle, whether it's mountain biking, surfing, or all that sort of stuff. Put that in, because otherwise you're not going to do it. And you go week after week, and you're like, fuck, I'm getting pretty happy here.
Burn yourself
and
into
it's
it.
like, well, when was the last time you actually scheduled doing something? It's like people say, I'm going to take a holiday overseas. I'm going to take a holiday. It's like, yep, you've been saying that for the last 3 years. Book the fucking thing and then make it happen. Like, just do it.
But I had the same. When I rode my bike home last night, I was on the phone to my uncle. And
what, were you in the motor? Or
no, Treadly, mate. Shit.
He's on the hell kick.
Mate, I'm on the Treadly. I think it's only 3.5K to home. It's really easy. Yeah.
Hey, not even.
Mate, I beat you.
It's a good ride.
I beat you, mate. A few hills. I get a sweat on.
I had to get my car service.
No, we're talking about how many people, come up with, you're having a few schooners, right? Friday afternoon.
Yep.
Someone's come up with a business idea. Everyone sits around, mate, that's a great idea. I've got an idea for an app, whatever it is. It fucking, walks your dog. Oh, mate, Jono, that's a great idea. Fucking hell, that's awesome,
Is that app out there?
I don't know.
Walking your dog.
Walking your dog. No, it's not going to.
So iPhone 12, isn't it?
But,
it's you. Yeah.
But the thing is that so few people even action it. Like, they think it's a great idea, and then 10 years down the track, it's like, that came out. Then someone just sold that for $100 million. Like, that's unbelievable, And Jono's like, yeah, it's my fucking idea, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
but
an
that, I mean, there's a fair amount of just, pub sort of banter to that style of conversation.
Oh, but it's the
what's-
same thing with holidays. Fuck, you hear it all the time. Oh, I got this gun business idea, but I can't do it because I'm doing this. So come on, mate.
Just fucking do it.
There's never a good time.
Because there's
never gonna be a
there's
good
so
time.
many people that would be listening that would be like, oh yeah, I've got this really good idea. They might be a concreter, but they're into photography, landscape photography or something. Like, oh, I can't go do landscape photography. There's no fucking money in it. So
The beauty is you can go and do landscape photography. It's all you need is an Instagram page, and you just go and
Exactly.
start
You're
fucking
done.
taking the photos. Like,
click,
bang,
upload,
Like there's things you can do. to
tag,
just-
hashtag scenery.
Hashtag scenery.
But you know what I mean?
photos.
Like so many
insane.
people, like you were saying when we first started talking, people think there's a ceiling to what their abilities are.
Yeah.
There is no ceiling. And that's what I took out of Kevin Hart's podcast with Joe Rogan, was that he just continues to see the next level and work up and continue to do that. And I think that's just so awesome to have that
100%.
mindset.
100%.
Yeah,
All
right.
right, next one.
Oh well, I want
Let's
to keep
fly.
going on
Let's
this. but
Sorry.
I don't. I
I
don't
keep
want
elaborating on each point.
Finances, boys.
Ah, we're
We've-
there.
We've already touched on that one.
We've touched on
Simple. But my basic thing is, obviously I'm not a financial advisor or anything, but the thing
This is general advice only
this
for
is
everyone listening.
Just, yeah.
Where should I invest all my money, Lock?
Yeah. Black. Spin it. No, go green. I'll tell you what, last time I had a gamble,
You didn't go green.
I did go green. $5. So I
Where?
ended up winning like $125 or something. But I was with mum. Just, what were we doing? Can't remember. We were at the cast for some weird reason. And as I was just walking through, I think, we're seeing a show. We're seeing a show. And I was like, let's put $5 on here, green, just because. And I won. I was like,
It's incredible.
Addicted immediately.
yeah.
Take my money.
Take
Sign me
another
up.
one, put that all on green again.
Put some more in
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
wow.
But the only things I always get the lads to think about is one, that what's your basis costs of living, right? What's going to keep you fed, sheltered, clothed.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be clothed, I only wear shirts occasionally, like right now. But apart from that, it's all good. All right, so what's that number? Figure that out. And then you go figure what you said, the wildest dreams. Right? I did my wildest dreams. I worked out, I want to pay my parents X amount. I want to do all this crazy shit. And I Googled houses, all this stuff. It was $678,000 a year. Not even $1 million a year for my wildest dreams. So then I go, right, well, I'm currently earning this. And I want to get to here. What does that look like? What do I need to learn? How can I scale my business? All this sort of stuff. So now here's another few action items, because I'm not the kind of person, when I first started my business, I was like, I'm hitting $1 million a year. You know, it doesn't happen like that. So now it's like, I know the things I, need to, first I've got my first virtual assistant, started on Monday. It's a great thing. She's a great thing. So I'm working at all these things to create scale and leverage in my business to get myself closer to where I want to get to.
Yeah.
But I know, I'm not stressed because I know I'm covering the basics.
You're not overextending yourself
No.
in the beginning to get to your larger goal. And that's so important.
Yeah.
Because so many people live above their means. Just stop fucking doing that.
Yeah.
Work a bit harder, save more, and then down the track,
Just
you'll be
headbutt
sweet.
the
Yeah,
arm.
just headbutted the arm. Got that on camera, Ben. Put that in there. Clip. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You
100%.
can't live it now. Just wait a bit.
And like, just get out of
Get
debt.
your shit
like,
sorted.
Just get rid of all the bad debts or what. Like, just
Yeah.
exactly.
And you don't need the new
Not-
Dodge Ram 1500. As much as I would love one, you don't fucking need it.
Sponsor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dodge
boys.
Ram. If you're out there, give us a call. We're looking for a sponsor down the track. Drive us anywhere. The Dodge Ram.
Well, Barefoot Investor is a great one for finances. I can vouch for that. You did it first. You were harping on
I was
me.
trying to. I was hitting him over the back of the head with it, like, read this.
6
read this.
months.
I bought it for
barefoot
him.
yet? You doing barefoot
I
yet?
bought
You
it
doing
for you.
barefoot yet? Eventually, I just did it to shut him up, and it is the best thing I ever did.
And you walked in with the orange ING card.
It's
Thank
on
you.
camera. On camera.
Yeah, I
I
know,
did
just-
it. It's good. Thanks for the advice. I just
That's
had
It's
to
all
get there.
about timing, though. You weren't ready yet.
I wasn't
Even if you're
ready.
getting slapped
I
in the
wasn't.
face.
Yeah. I
Or the
know.
back.
No, but we got him there.
Exactly.
And it's great. So,
For anyone
simple.
out there listening, read the damn thing and start implementing it the day you read it.
Yeah, implement it. He tells you to
Yeah,
implement
yeah.
it step by step.
And you get
so-
to take your missus out or your boyfriend, whatever, out on a date and have a great feed and start implementing it. It's brilliant.
That's a good rule, isn't it?
Yeah. So
But
there's no excuses now. Hook in.
all right, let's fly into this last one. So it's lifestyle. Pretty straightforward. What's the lifestyle you want to look like, right? Because at the end of the day, there's no point working, like I said earlier, 90 hours a week for a couple of $100K if you don't get to spend it with anyone, you don't have a relationship, friends or anything like that. So I always think about, like, for me, even now, like, I got asked to speak at a school, and I was like, oh, my old school, I actually spoke at that because it was fucking just a tick. But then I got asked to speak at another one, and I was like, nah, it's not what I want to do, because I've got my two services, and if I keep doing all this other shit, I'm just going to be watered down versions of that to make myself more stressed out, and it's not going to get me any closer to where I want to be. So if I just focus on these things from a work perspective, then I can surf when I want to surf. I can hang out with my mates when I finish work at 3:00 every day because I want to then go train for a couple of hours, and then I'm home with the missus by 5. That's how I run the show. So even though I start early, but that's how I feel I want it to be. That's what works for me. So I think a lot of us don't have an idea of why we're doing certain things, and it comes down to chunking your time. If you look at your week, I keep my week the same every week. Obviously, sometimes it changes, but it's like I know when I'm doing my sales stuff, I know when I'm doing my coaching clients, I know when I'm doing my content, and it's the same every single week.
Yeah,
because
it's a rhythm.
Yeah, I don't want to have to go, sales call now. I'm fucking can't even remember what I was doing next, but I'm doing something else. But it just tries to create flow.
Mate, I fucking love it. But what I want to know is what you structure your lifestyle, around exactly the way you want to do it. And now you do this stuff with the man that can, and it's just it's cool. Yeah. But what qualifies you to do it? You know what I mean? Like you've got a Chippy's certification, or you've got a
what gives you the right?
I guess the crux of my question is far too many people feel limited by their educational qualifications and don't realise that they can take that and apply it to
life.
So many other aspects.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like what I teach people is I didn't have any coaching qualifications for probably the first 12 months, right? I was just like, well, this is how it worked for me. I'm sharing my stuff. This is what I didn't even have any structure. So I was like, well, I overcame this, or even use fitness. Like through fitness, you can learn mental resilience, how to overcome problems, or you might get an injury, so rehab that, come back stronger, right? That's life. Right, so I started thinking, well, if I can break down, and this is where reflection comes in well, because everyone's overcome some form of adversity. If you've overcome adversity once, you can do it again. It may just be more challenging this time. So for that, it's like, from the way I see it, was like I just went, people are asking me for my help because I've solved the problems that they've got. After a while, I was like, probably need to get some ticks next to my name or some random stuff like that. But for me, how I've always been and I believe people need to stay in their lane 100% with what their things like. Everyone's got a story, as you said before, which I think more people need to share their story. Right? Don't be worried about what people are going to think about you, because your story could be exactly what's
unique.
Yeah,
no one else has got your story, mate.
But it may be the one thing that saves someone's life.
Yeah,
because we're all going through shit, but it also normalizes things, right? And through that, people can decide whether they want to be coaches or be podcasters or whatever they want to do. It just then enables you to go, right, well, it's working to a degree. Do I need more qualifications? For me, I'm never going to be a psychologist. Not going to happen. Do I refer to them? 100%. Because it's a different skill set. But where I like to stay is I like to be relatable, because that's for me what I needed. So I think about what I need. It's selfish, right?
Yeah.
I think about what I needed.
But you started your first client was for free, you were just helping someone and then it kind of just evolved from there. You just dip your toe in the water.
I didn't, yeah,
I
never wanted to be, there was never a point where I was like, I want to be a coach. It just,
Well, one of my favourite stories is your mate who does Shuckers Tours. What's his name?
Oh, Timmy Cooper, bruh. He'll be listening. Timmy Cooper's Shucker Tours. Dan will tell you the story.
Well, I don't even know the bloke.
Well,
I've met him.
I went to Churchy with him. He's a boarder in my boarding house.
Churchy boy.
He's a plumber, isn't he?
Plumber by trade.
And he came into our office, in our first office in East Brisbane last year, and he's got dreadlocks, and he's just a dude.
He's a total
he was
operator.
just a shucker dude. You know what I mean? He's a plumber, yeah. Got a van, and that's what he does with his life. But he just started on the side. He's like, I'm going to start doing tours.
He'd go over to Stratty, right?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, this place is awesome. And he's like, more people need to know about this place. So he just went around and spoke to all the, what do they call them? The
tour guides?
No. The bloody, backpackers. Backpackers, right? And he just went, I've got a bus and I'm taking people to Stratty if anyone wants to come Saturday morning at 8:00. And people are like, yeah, okay. So he just started doing it. Now, he started with this little minivan. He's got a fucking bus. He calls it the Steve Irwin. It's awesome. Obviously, it's stopped now because COVID's on. I seen him down here the other day driving it around. It's this massive 40-seater bus.
The funniest thing was, so he's upgraded from a Toyota Hiace, which is your standard sort of plumber van, to the bigger Hiace, the one that's got some more seats in the back.
A couple more. Now he's got the Steve Irwin. It's a beast.
But he used to rock up to sites with this
high ace that was bigger than the normal one, and with his tools in the back. And everyone's like,
And a few people having a tradie tour.
yeah.
Shuckers tours, mate. Shuckers
And
tours.
everyone's in the back going, mate, why have you got your tools in that van? He's like, because I do tours on the weekend. It's just like, starts as a thing, and now it's just, how fucking good is that?
Yeah.
Like, you can do that. People can do that. And I'm passionate about
People
Fuck,
having
man.
a go.
100%. People just like, exactly, because you don't even know. Like a lot of people study all their life to be a lawyer, and then they finish their degree and they go, fuck, I hate this. I don't want to do that. And they never use it again.
But
mate, it happens.
I think for me, like for when I went through a lot of my early 20s, I didn't have confidence, even late 10s. I wasn't confident, you know what I mean? Whatever happened, something happened, and then here we
You
are.
met me, mate. That's what changed you.
Oh, God. It was a long time before that. Fuck. Guarantee you. But like, if you could just dish out confidence to people to just try stuff,
There you go.
just do
Yeah.
something different, like here, like there you go, just give it.
It's practice, right? Like if you do something enough, you'll eventually be confident. It's like there's things
Like tour guides.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Like he'll be running along his tours and he will say the same joke every time. I guarantee you,
in
at
the
the exact same
if you go past
location.
the same tree or whatever. It's like,
it's
oh,
just
yeah.
like,
So yeah, anyway, I love that story
Mate,
because
it's
like
awesome.
that's such a great,
Yeah.
so
100%.
simple, so simple.
Well, we've got up to an hour 20 here, so we better
Jeez, we're having a chill, mate.
better wrap it up. But I suppose it's been awesome.
I've enjoyed it.
Mate, it's been really good. It's had a lot of different facets to it, which has been great.
I think we're gonna have to do another one sometime.
Of course,
This is
bloody
good.
oath. But what I've just like we've just started asking people at the end of every podcast, like, what are some things that you do every day to sort of maintain, your mental well-being and your overall health? Like,
Can
what
I
are some?
use Guardies?
Yeah, man,
100%.
Mate,
Cold shower.
Yeah.
You're a cold shower man.
Yeah.
Is that where you got it from?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, he
I'm
did,
not going
didn't
to
he?
steal his bloody. I don't know.
He did. He told us he did.
Yeah. But that's your thing. That's your thing. Cold shower.
Yeah, I have
every
a
morning?
cold shower. Not like there was a freezing day a month back, and Guardy goes, "You do it today?" I'm like, "Nah, mate, not a chance."
You guys texting each other at 4 o'clock.
No, we don't do it every day, but it was on this particular day where it was crisp, and we were talking about something else. He's like, "Do you cold shower?" I was like, "No, mate, not a chance this morning. Too cold." But I have a morning routine, and it varies. But like for me, I know to get myself in a good headspace, I have to feel like I've grown. So I'll get up an hour before I need to do anything, and that process is like I'll walk to the kitchen, flick the kettle on, do that. I'll meditate or whatever that looks like. Some days, if the sun's coming up, I'll be watching the sunrise. And then I'll, read for a little bit. It might be 10 pages or 30 minutes, depending on how much I feel like doing. And then from that point, just review what I've got to get done for the day, and off we go.
Oh, you read in the morning too,
Yeah.
operator. Yeah, nice.
So but sometimes if I've, on a weekend, I might do a stretch or, something like that. But it's just, I feel like I try to do whatever I can to get myself to perform best for that day.
yeah, that's
essentially
awesome.
How I
What
do
about
it.
any good books or podcasts or anything like that? Any good information out there that's worth recommending?
Mate, this podcast for sure?
Mate, everyone loves this podcast. But yeah, is there anything out there that you recommend people checking out?
Yeah, 100%. I think the most important thing, like there's, for me, there was the 4 Agreements, which is one of the first books I read on personal development. Brilliant. How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Cracking book.
Dale
Can't speak
Carnegie.
highly enough of it.
100%. I think when you just pick any, right? You're going to read it and you'll pick up on something. You're like, oh, I want to learn more about that, and just do that. That's how I've always gone. And then, the 7 Habits of Highly
That's
Successful People. They're-
literally sitting on my bedside table. Well, as soon as I finish Tony's current book, it's
Yeah.
ready to go. I gave it to my missus. She read one page. I got a migraine. Shut it. Put it back. No worries. I'll pick the pieces up for you.
At least that'll be written down in a journal.
Yeah, Lance, can you put that down? Yeah, this is great.
Woke up, read a page, got a migraine. Fuck.
Day over. Oh, it's so good. Oh, she loves it.
This has been a shitty podcast.
Oh man, it's been a cracker. No, thanks so much, mate. It's been awesome, and I can't wait to hear the awesome feedback we get back from this, because it'll be awesome. And how can people check out you and your Man That Can project?
manthatcanproject.com, simple. And on Instagram, Man That Can Project, or my personal one where I'm always on Lachlan Stuart.
Unreal, brother.
I've got one more question. The Man That Can. Have you ever seen The Van That Can?
I have, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
listen,
it's everywhere.
See you driving around Brisbane everywhere. I used to live next door to the
I want
bloke.
to stick this up.
The van that
It
can.
just
And
pops up everywhere.
But it's doing it. It can do it. It goes everywhere.
And it is a van.
Very big one too.
Soon we'll have a franchise: the tan that can, the man that can, the van that can.
It'll be like Jim's mowing.
the can that can. You see our faces on the side. Just
Love it.
I want that. That's brilliant. All
Thanks
right,
for having
brother.
me on,
Thanks
boys.
so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Lach.
it.
Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachie Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time.